There is only one true freedom. Debunking a destructive concept. Written and read by Bernhard Kutzler. What is freedom? Probably the most common answer is, I'm free when I can do what I want. This definition equates freedom with power because the more power you have, the more you can do what you want. You need power to be free in this sense. The search for freedom turns into a search for power, and thus usually into a search for money, because money is the most popular currency for power in this world. Having power sounds desirable, but what happens if what you want is at odds with what someone else wants? Then your freedom becomes someone else's unfreedom, or vice versa. Something is wrong. In the following, I analyze this false concept of freedom and then offer an alternative definition that promotes personal growth. In the early 20th century, the occultist Aleister Crowley propagated this destructive, power-based concept of freedom. He founded a religion or philosophy called thelema, the Greek word for will. It had one rule. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. Artists popularized Crowley and his ideas, and are still doing so. For example, Crowley's law is contained in whole or in part in song lyrics. As a result, masses of people have been and continue to be programmed to do what they want. This raises the question, what do people want? They want to satisfy their needs. There are two types, natural and learned. Let's look at children first, because they are closest to the true nature of humans. A child seeks to satisfy its natural needs. These are the biological needs for food, water, breathable air, light, warmth, and space, and the mental need to explore the world. The latter is mental hunger. Once its biological needs are met, a child devotes all its attention and energy to curiously exploring the world. We call this play. But this deeply fulfilling life ends when the child gets older. It ends because the child learns other needs. Its curiosity is redirected. It learns to try to satisfy its mental hunger with food and possession, instead of through exploring the world, and later also with sex, travel, information, and drugs. But this always remains a futile endeavor, because none of this can satisfy the natural mental hunger. I describe how this conditioning happens as we grow up in my article, You Were Born a Genius Too, and in my book, Curiosity, the Mental Hunger of Humans. Curious, intelligent, and creative children who enjoy life to the full and grow mentally at an enormous speed become functioning adults who feel more or less inferior and try in vain to satisfy their learned needs through consumption. As adults, they then devote all their energy to obtaining the power they need to get what they have learned to want. This makes them slaves to those who program us. These are the media, or rather those who control the media. You can find out more about our needs in my article, What Do You Need? The power-based concept of freedom leads to power struggles within society. If you want something and someone is an obstacle to it, a power struggle ensues. There are many variations: who is physically stronger, who has more money, who has more supporters, who knows more, who has the better small print in a contract, and so on. Bartering is also a power struggle. The word barter comes from the French word barater, which means to cheat, deceive. Both parties to a barter pursue the same goal, namely, I give you as little as necessary and want as much as possible from you. The winner is the one who negotiates more skillfully, is in a better position or deceives the other more successfully. This applies to purchases, that is, goods for money, working relationships, that is, work for money, and also to many partnerships, for example, love for security. More on this in my article, Bartering equals Deceiving. You could argue power struggles are natural. Animals, for example, fight for territory, food, hierarchy, or females. Fights between predator and prey are not power struggles, but survival struggles, for both. When two animals engage in a power struggle, there is a winner and a loser. As soon as the loser admits defeat with a gesture of submission, the winner accepts and the fight is over. Life goes on for both. It's different for us. Suppose you and I have a power struggle that we fight out as a fist fight. During the fight, I realize you are stronger. I say that I give up. What do? Animals are always truthful. An animal's gesture of submission is honest. Humans can, and do, lie. A human's gesture of submission can be a ruse. If you end the fight after my surrender and turn your back on me, I could pull out a knife and stab you. My surrender could have been a trap. So once again, what do you do after I say I surrender? You can't trust me. So you have to make sure I'm no longer a danger to you. You have two options. Either you kill me or you enslave me. Originally, enslavement means that one person possesses another. More generally, it means to make dependent. If you make me dependent on you, you can make me work for you. Enslavement is often more lucrative than killing. You can find out more about the difference between humans and animals in my article, This is the Difference Between Humans and Animals. There are more or less open power struggles in every social group. Let's take a woman and a man as an example. The woman may want security in the form of money. The man may want affection and sex. She has the power over sex, he has the power over money. Financially, she depends on him. Sexually, he depends on her. Only a few people are lucky enough to have a partnership based on genuine love. In my article, What is Love and Why Do We Need It?, I explain what it takes. Because of the power-based concept of freedom, there are countless nested dependencies and power struggles between people. Over time, this leads to a global power pyramid and thus to the total enslavement of humanity by those at the top of the pyramid. So what is true freedom? It is being free from programs that control your actions and thoughts. It is being free from learned needs. Then there remains your biological needs and the cosmic need to fulfill your purpose as part of the whole. See my articles, How to Find Your Purpose in Life and What Do You Need? You can start with the following exercises. Exercise 1. What types of power do you have? How does it feel to have these types of power? When and how do you exercise these types of power? Exercise 2. What power struggles do you have in your life? Examine this for each type of power you found in exercise 1. Exercise 3. What barriers are there in your life? Exercise 4. If you are in a partnership. What do you get out of your partnership? What does your partner get out of it? What barriers are there between you? Exercise 5. What learned needs do you recognize in yourself? What programs are behind these learned needs? You can find more exercises in my book, Being Free, Get Out of the Box.